it's Chante with Completely Crafty by Chante. I want to welcome you to my page. Hey, I'm so sorry I am not live tonight. I didn't realize that my husband has a basketball game that was rescheduled, so I am at a basketball game. But I wanted to make sure that I had a video, so I am pre-recording this, and I am working on a couple of Easter wreaths. So I picked up a few of these probably 2 years ago, and I initially I was going to spray paint them, but I thought no, I'm going to leave them white, and I'll just use some deco mesh that is colorful, so that'll bring out the Easter colors. And so I had intended on doing something a little bit different, but because I'm not live, I thought I'm just going to finish up a project. So I did some pre-bases this weekend. So I did the curl method with this purple one, and then I did the poof method with the orange. And so depending on how much time we have, we're definitely going to do this one. And if I have enough time at the end, I will do the orange one as well. So here are the ribbons that I picked out. So Sam's has their spring ribbon on sale. When I went to the store, they didn't have any, but I was able to order some online. So they came in the mail, and because this is purple, the mesh is a little thin, and I can see the wire, and I don't like that. So I'm going to make sure that I have covered up really well with the ribbon. I have this stripe one with red, yellow, blue, green, orange, and this teal color. And then, you know how I like my polka dots? So those same colors are in this. So I'm going to use these two together. And I cut some white mesh as filler at 10 inches to help fill up the wreath, because again, I don't want to see the frame. So I cut the stripes at 12 inches, but I cut these at 20 inches because I'm gonna do something a little bit different with these. So let's get started. So here are the mesh that I cut at 10 inches, and I'm just gonna curl it. And I have this. It's gonna be a lot going on. So I have this, and I'm going to put this down first. And I'm going to fold this ribbon in half. And I'm just going to curl this down here. And then I'm going to add my ribbon. And I'm just going to twist it once. Because what I'm going to do next is fold this in half. And I'm going to make about a 4-inch loop, and I'm just going to pinch it, and I'm going to twist the tail so that they're out at the bottom, and I'm going to put this in the center just to give it a little bit more texture and fill in those spots that I don't like to see. So adding the mesh, the extra mesh, that is giving some covering, and then I have these ribbon, and then I'm going to cut the excess off. And you guys know it's hard talking to myself, so if there's a pause every now and then, I apologize. So this is what I've done. So I've added my white mesh, then I added my stripes, and then I just made a little curl with the polka dot. And I'm just going to spread that out. And then I'm going to do that all the way around the bottom. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that same technique at the top, but we'll see, okay? This just helps because this purple mesh, while it's pretty, it's very thin. And I do not like to see the frame. And then I'm going to add my 20-inch curl. I'm sorry, 20-inch ribbon. Fold it in half and then pinch it. Twist it. I know it's a lot of color, but when I think of Easter, I think of color. So all the Easter eggs. I remember my mother used to do, I believe it's called Fabergé eggs or whatever. She was creative. All right. I think that looks kind of cute. And I'm going to cheat a little bit because I don't want to have a long video. I know everyone's time is valuable, so I don't want to hold you. But I am loving how it's looking so far. The polka dots remind me of confetti, those the birthday cake. I'm hoping that everyone has had a good week by the time you watch this video. This is a busy week for us. We have basketball, I want to say, 4 times this week. 3 during the week, and then we have the weekend. We have a Saturday game as well. So we're making up for snow. We're making up for games that were canceled because of COVID. So it's been a busy week. And I thought that Wednesday game was away. And normally if they drive more than, you know, an hour away, I won't go to that game. But this one isn't that far, so I try to support them as much as I can. Oops, I put that on backwards. I'm going to put the ribbon on top. I try to support them as much as I can. So this one is a local game, so I want to make sure that I can be there to cheer him on. Him and the boys. I didn't think I would have had him come down so that I didn't have to talk to myself, but because he had an early practice today, and normally it's late practices, and so, but I wasn't even thinking, because he did help me pick out the ribbon combinations, because initially I was going to do a purple that was like more solid, but we're living dangerously over here, so we mixed it up with some color. All right. I pre-cut everything, so these are the 10-inch curls. The 2.5 inch ribbon is cut at 12 inches. And the 1.5 ribbon is cut at 20 inches. And the base are curls as well. I'm trying to be proactive. I have a craft show in Hampton, Virginia, and I'm trying to get rooms. I'm a little particular about where I lay my head, and so, you know, everyone experience is different at hotels, and so, you know, you read the reviews, and, you know, one customer has a horrible experience, and the same day someone has a, you know, they can't help but rave about the hotel. So it's like, it makes it hard to figure out, you know, where I should stay. Because we're not taking a vehicle and we're only taking the rental van, I don't want to stay too far away because those miles start to add up. So I don't want to stay in a cheap hotel per se, but I want it to be economical so that this trip isn't, you know, a bust and I've spent all my money on housing and rental car. So I am still on the hunt. See if I can find something. Because this event is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and normally I only do events that are either 1 day or 2 days. So this is my first 3-day event. So it just makes more sense to, you know, and it's further away. So having to get a hotel room and to only take one vehicle so that, you know, I'm not driving by myself. And my husband will be in the car with me as opposed to us driving 2 separate vehicles. So, still on the hunt. But I'm excited. You know, it was recommended to me by a fellow crafter when I was at the at a craft show in Thurmont, Maryland, called Oktoberfest. No, I'm sorry, it's called Colorfest. And she mentioned, she's like, I think your things would work great in Hampton. I'm going to cut this little edge right here. And, you know, at first I thought, do I want to travel that far? But, you know, you don't know what you don't know, and so I thought, why not? I'll give it a try, and if it's something that I don't think is right for me, then I know, and I can't say that, you know, I didn't try. So we'll see what happens. I picked up this Happy Easter sign when, what is the name of the store? AC Moore. When AC Moore was going out of business. And my craft business was just a thought. It wasn't something that I had fully recognized was going to happen. But I thought, why not just get some supplies and we'll see what happens. This is coming out nicely. Just having to twist the tails on my little pearls a little bit. But doesn't that look fun? as you know, this is my anniversary month for lives, and it's also my mommy's birthday month. And I heard a joke. My mother was notorious for telling corny jokes. She would call you hysterically laughing, can barely get the joke out, and her laughter was just contagious. The joke may not have been funny. It was just the fact that she thought it was funny. So no one was immune to it. Everyone got a call at some point with the joke of the day. And so I was watching, I was scrolling through and I saw this gentleman, and he reminded me so much of my mother because he was, like, he could barely breathe. He was laughing so hard at the joke he hasn't told us yet. So if you guys have jokes that, I'll tell it at the end. I'll tell my joke at the end. But if you have a joke that you like to share, please feel free to share it in the comments. My cousin and I, we go back and forth. We will call each other with the joke that we've heard. And my husband, oh my goodness, he is just as bad as my mother. He will call with one of his dad jokes and thinks it's hilarious. But sometimes the punchline is missing. He thinks it's funny, but the laughter is good for the soul. All right. We have a couple more for this. And just in case you're speeding up the video, we are making, I had made the bases over the weekend of two Easter wreaths. The orange one, I did the puff method. And this one, I did the curl method. I used 2.5 inch ribbon and 1.5 inch ribbon. The 2.5 inch ribbon I cut at 12 inches. The 1.5 inch I cut at 20 inches and folded it in half. And then I added some white mesh just as some additional filler because the purple mesh is thin, and I just do not want my customer to see the frame. I don't want an unfinished look, so I wanted to get as much filler as I could. All right. Sorry, that one was giving me some trouble, so I wanted to fix it. Looks like I have 3 more for this bottom. And then we will be, I'm gonna just trim this just a little bit. And just to save time, I'm putting the curl and the 2.5 inch ribbon, tie them in together, and then I will go back and add the 1.5. The ribbon isn't stiff, but it does hold its shape, so I'm liking that a lot. My curls may be a little large, but it's doing its job. I'm trying to cover up some of the frame. do any of you have pets? I had a Boxer Terrier mix. At least that's what I was told he was. And then we met this veterinarian at a basketball game, and he said, no, that's a pit bull. And I was like, but he doesn't look like a pit bull. He definitely looks like he is a boxer. And he's like, no, I have one just like it. That's a pit bull. But anyway, he's just been acting a little different. We adopted him. He was my son's girlfriend's dog who was moving and wasn't going to be able to keep him. And we hadn't met the dog, but I had been talking about wanting a dog for a while. And my husband was like, okay, fine, we'll take him, because she was going to have to take him back to the animal shelter. And he's an older dog, and I just thought, well, he'll never get adopted, and I would hate for something to happen to him. So we adopted him, and he's been a great dog. But he has been, he doesn't chew things, but he chewed the cord off of a fan. And I get home today, and his flea collar must have fallen off, and he chewed his flea collar up. And I'm like, I don't understand. First of all, he didn't eat it, so don't be alarmed. But I was just thinking, you know, I hope he doesn't get sick. But I noticed it was just in pieces, and but still, I just don't know what's going on with him. My cousin said, you know, is he not getting enough attention? And I'm just thinking, I give him plenty of attention, so I don't know what his deal is. But I need him to stop. Oh, I was going to say I was missing a tail. Alright, so this is the last one for the bottom. And then I'll show you what we have. Okay, so this is what we have for the base. And now I'm just going to see how I'm going to, if I want curls, I think I'm just going to do, I think I'm just going to do regular tails. And I think I just need 6 of those. Again, this, although it's supposed to be an Easter wreath, it is definitely looking like a birthday cake. All right. Purple being my favorite color, I am loving how the polka dots and the stripe help pop, give it a pop of color. Makes it fun. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to take the sign off again. And I'm just going to do a crisscross with these at the top. I just think because I'm putting that sign in the center, the little curl will get lost. So just add this. I was making these because my first event is in April, the day before Easter. So I wanted to make a few Easter items to have in case someone wanted to decorate. I am also planning on doing a couple centerpieces because that would be a nice house, not necessarily a housewarming gift, but a if someone invited you to Easter dinner, a nice hostess gift. I should have done this process backwards because all I'm doing is I'm squishing up my curls. So, and I'm just crisscrossing and then sticking my curl up a little bit just so that we don't lose that effect and we keep the colors. Probably won't do a bow because I feel like there's a lot going on. So sometimes less is more, and I'm going with the less is more this time. And it also helps me keep the price point down on the wreath because I'm using less supplies. And this event that I'm going to, you know, I want to have something for everyone. I don't want to necessarily reduce all of my prices on my inventory, but I don't want someone to miss out, so I will see if I can make something that is affordable. All right, and that's filling up nicely. I had thought about going live Monday night, which is tonight, but I thought, no, my viewers are used to me going live on Wednesday, so I'm going to do that and not confuse anyone. But I am trying to determine if I should add another day and what day. Okay. 2 more, and then we just have to add our sign. All of this ribbon helps to fill out the wreath very nicely, and you can still see the pretty glitter of the purple mesh, so it doesn't hide it completely, but it fills it up enough so that you can see it. when my son was still home, because my grandmother passed away as well as my mother, but there were some dishes that my grandmother would make specifically for my son. It was a Spanish rice, and normally on her birthday, which was last month, the 24th, I would have made that dish, but he wasn't able to come, so I didn't make it. But I made it last night, although he still wasn't there. But I just thought, I don't want to mess with tradition. And my mother used to make him these salmon, we would call them salmon patty, but she always called them salmon croquettes. And so her birthday is coming soon, so hopefully my son will make it, and I'll make that for him, and we will celebrate their birthdays. Oh, let me show you guys. So this is what we have. It's real cute. And so now I'm just going to attach this, and I'm going to use this floral wire. This one has a little hook at the top, so I'll use that as my base, and then I can hide it behind the ribbon. This is a silver, so it's light and easier to disappear in your project, so you don't, because again, you don't want your customers to see all your mechanics. Then I'm going to do one at the bottom. And I think what I'm going to do is I will save the orange for later, and I will complete it and post a picture of both of them so that you can see what I decided to do for that one. Alright, so I'm going to attach this. Just going to feed it through. And I'm just putting my project on the edge of the table just to help me get it through. Fingers won't. Okay, there we go. Going to cover that up so you don't see, first of all, the circle, and you don't see the wire. And then I'm going to do the same with the bottom. I might have to tighten the top, but I didn't do it yet just so I could see where I was going to position this bottom one. If you're catching the replay of the live or an actual replay, please make sure you leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the project. All right, so I'm just fixing up just going to, so that you can actually read what it says, I'm going to put the this was a fun one. Just get those curls down. This one goes underneath here. All right, and I think we have a finished project, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have it. Happy Easter. Just as a recap, I had already pre-done the bases because I was doing it over the weekend, and then I realized I couldn't do my live today, so I had to switch up what I was doing. And so this is, I used the curl method, and I added a 10-inch white curl for this mesh, and then we did 12-inch of the stripe, and then we did 20 inches of the polka dots, and we made little curls with them, and then we added the Happy Easter sign. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm sorry again for not being able to be live with you, but I will be back next week. Leave me some comments if you have any questions or if there's anything that you would like to see, and I will see you then. Have a good week. Thank you.